Hello, Jeremy.
What is up, Mike?
How are you, my
My
friend?
dude. I'm
I'll be
tired,
right back.
man.
Don't go anywhere. I'll
I'm
be right
tired.
back.
What?
I had to plug in my phone. Sorry about
Oh,
that.
that's important. What's going on, Justin, Tommy, Bill, Charles,
Hello.
Big Charlie Henry? How's the weather over there, Charles? Nice, sunny, 75, 80. I hope you guys are having a great time. The weather's starting to shape up, I think, around here.
Yeah.
We're having good
Yeah.
weather. So yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it really got weird today for us because it was like 40, went 40-ish, 42, 43 when we started this morning at 8. Then it got up to, I had to take my parka off, and then I took my pants off with shorts underneath. And within an hour or so, it got so cold I had to put my parka back on. Then I had to take it off again. I think I got ammonia. I think I got ammonia.
Do you don't have those like cool like zip off pants that turns into shorts? Like you look like one of those guys that would have that.
Yeah, like you talking about breakdancing pants. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
got breakdancing pants. Because you never know. You never
you
know
never know.
when the mood hits you. You just got to do it.
Don't let Mike lie to you. Mike wears jorts all the time. He's a jorts guy.
I'm a George guy. What's up, Gabriel?
What's
Justin,
up?
Mister.
As we had a little bit slight technical difficulty for some reason with StreamYard not allowing this to go into the Wash Pros and WashTube Facebook group. So I'm trying to manually do that, and it wouldn't let me manually do it until we actually went live. So my apologies for not being
No, we need to.
spot on.
It's not your fault. Not your fault. But
I don't
you
know
do
what's
what
going on.
you do what you've got to do. We've got a great
Yeah,
podcast for you tonight. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to be talking about customer convenience, how to make things convenient for the customer, the importance of making it convenient, and then some some systems that you can put in place to make things convenient. That's just the word, convenient. I personally feel like that's one of the keys to success, and one of the keys to 5-star Google reviews is just making things convenient. So we're going to be working on that or talking about that tonight. Absolutely, Gabriel. We'll get you hooked up. Um, yeah. Well, we need to do that tonight. But yeah, if we do that tonight, we can get it to you. Make that
what are
happen
we
for
doing?
you.
What are we doing?
I'm going to get him an A-frame sign.
Hey,
Uh,
Gabriel, get in the back of the line. Get in the back of the
getting,
line, Gabriel.
so a lot of people are asking
I'm just
now
kidding. Guys. I'm
that
just kidding.
a lot of people are asking that I put my legs, like a picture of my legs. Look at that on the A-frame sign. And like one guy
That's
said,
nice.
"Does it have legs?" And I said, "Yeah, I can make it have legs." So I put my legs on it. It works. Talk about picking up customers. Wow.
Yeah, let's go. Let's
Yeah.
go. So many
Good.
buttons here to push on this thing.
Yeah. Good to see everyone. I can make that happen, brother. After we get off the podcast tonight, uh, text me if you would. I'm going to put my phone number in there.
Text the fresh at 513.
Right.
If you're, let's see
Yep.
here.
So I put my phone number in the comments, and Gabriel, if you want to text me, you're wanting an A-frame sign, just text if you would, and that way I can make it
Here you
happen.
go. Text the fresh friends.
Yeah, yeah, Tommy, you can buy one side, but it's going to come with two decals, but you can just you'll have a backup. You'll have a backup. Absolutely, James. Oh yeah, yeah. I was actually looking at that tonight, James. I promised to get to that very, very soon. Well, I'm sorry, guys. I kind of got distracted over here in the comments, and here in just a moment, we're going to have our WWJD. What would Jeremiah do, Mister Jeremy? What would he do? We'll talk about that here in just a second. Squirt and I had 15 washes today, which only sounds impressive. It was really just one opportunity, but we turned it into 15 by taking our time. And we had 15, what do you call those, duplexes in a little community that we did last year. Last year, I did it by myself, and they were dirty. I got that. Absolutely, Gabriel. Thank you. Last year, I did the all 15 by myself, and they were dirty. This year, you watch the video, but I'm going to tell you, I guess they just have money to spend because it's not a little ticket. And like, honestly, I mean it sincerely when I say we could have sprayed water for the most part. We didn't. We did full washes. We'd like to think that we wash with integrity, but man, sometimes you just luck up and you get those. The Lord blesses. But but yeah, a good day. I had a little Jeremy issue there for about 5 minutes where my machine just went click. Oh no, click nothing. Yes, Squirt did most of the work. That's par for the course. Yes.
Yeah, probably so. He did make her use the bigger machine,
Did you ever know that you're my hero?
Yeah.
I could be. Hello, Andrew from New Zealand.
I thought she was about to start singing Enrique Iglesias, like I can be your hero, baby.
Oh, don't be silly. We wouldn't do that. That's good stuff. Good stuff.
Hey guys, if you were out washing today, how many houses did you wash? What did you wash? Put it in the comment. Let me know what you washed or how many of whatever you washed. How many jobs or opportunities did you have? Don't worry, Sean. There's not going to be no singing. I'll make sure of this.
Sean, I'm gonna need some bleach soon, my friend. I'm gonna need some bleach soon. Need your people to get with my people. Joe Deary did 27 today. That's great, buddy. Very nice.
By 11 a.m.
Probably so. Yeah.
Public holiday here. What's public holiday? Where are you at? Who is this? Where are you at, Andrew? What's a public holiday? Is that like that's not obviously federal? Am I reading too much into that? Oh, well, there it is. 2 roofs, 2 houses. Tech did a pool cleaning. Nice. Nope, too windy. Gutters house, 77 dairy barn. Cooling fans. Ooh.
That sounds like fun. 77 dairy barn cooling fans. No thanks.
Tommy Baines up there in dairy country, I think.
Hey, Sean, if you're still here, would you care to read the comment that's on the screen and maybe help this guy out right here? This is Cody Cruz. If you're still in there, Sean, thank you, buddy.
Enclosed
access. I don't really know. I would probably just drill holes in the ceiling or something. I know that's not going to work.
Andrew's in New Zealand. Okay. Yeah. So.
Thank you, Veritas. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
So I think I've come to realize that for some reason during the show I snack. I'm just the guy that's eating during the show.
Yeah, you're loud too.
This is crunchy too.
Think you had.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see.
Okay. Yeah.
Jeremy, Justin has a question for you.
Well, Justin, here's what I figured out. It's trash. Just straight up trash. Now watch
The-
it.
hey, I'm just going to tell you, the only person I've ever heard of walking through a wall was Jesus. So,
Yeah,
and
I can hear.
he was wearing a robe as well. So,
I can hear. I can hear Amanda in there laughing. She must be watching.
Jesus just walked through the wall, dude. That was classic. This has got to be the best podcast ever, right here.
So here's what I figured out is that I still don't know exactly what it is. I get all these comments, and let me give you a little history. I grew up in a garage, so I'm not really really green behind the ears when it comes to working on stuff, right? So I did all the very essential basics. Check the wiring. Was it corroded? Is that connection? Is the ground there? What's going on? Did something fall into or not fall into, but wear into? I did all the very basic stuff before I even posted this video. And so it's really weird to me that power's coming to it, to the starter. Well, it's coming to the starter because it's where the power is on the back of it. As soon as I turn the key on, power's gone. Someone made a comment, well, it does that because it's in, I don't know, accessory or whatever mode, and you won't get the power until you actually crank it. But when you crank it, when you turn the key on like you're cranking it, there's still no power. Okay. So Tony, if you're on here, shout out to Tony, because me and Tony was on FaceTime to about 12:45 last night, taking this thing apart. And it was I even like took my screwdriver, crossed it over, couldn't get it to bump, took a jumper wire, trying to bump it, it's not bumping. So in theory, I do believe that it is the starter solenoid, or could be something with that ignition. I took the ignition apart. I took everything out, looked at it. It's all soldered. It's all good. The fuse is good for all of the, I've had a Predator for a couple of years. I'm well aware of the fuses. I actually don't even run a 30 amp. I run a 40 amp. So I don't know. If it's not the starter solenoid and the ignition, then I don't know. Yeah, yes, I checked the low pressure oil sensor, unplugged it. There's oil in there, and that didn't change nothing. So I wouldn't say avoid the 670. I mean, if we're being real about it, it ran perfect for a year and a few months before I had any issues. And let me tell you that I could probably go buy about 120 of those with what that thing did for me. So, it's very well. It made its money. I can't be mad if it's dead. But however, I will not be buying another one if I have to replace it.
Yeah.
I will be buying a Honda. So that's what's up. Sorry, I rambled on with that one. I don't know.
Hey, Roger's got a great question.
I did. Yes, Roger, I did. Nothing.
And it didn't.
Nothing. Nope. Now that was one of my even very first thoughts, and nothing.
Justin has a suggestion.
And I don't second guess yourself. Yeah.
We have a question here. I'm gonna read what Dr. Wash has to say. He says, "Can I float y'all a question here in Northeast? A lot of rain," he says, and he said having to have double treatments. Well, no, I'm sorry. He said, I'm having trouble treating the roofs with single application, and he's worried about applying too much mix or too hot of a mix, destroying the grass. Well, that's always a concern, regardless of your situation. I've never heard of 6% not taking care of a roof wash. Maybe there are circumstances that are different. Bag the gutters, water those plants, keep that wood wet.
Yeah, NutriPods.
I know that sounds so simple. I know that's not what you were looking for, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep, I'd get some NutriPods, man, or buy you some and make your own NutriPods. Whatever you want to do.
Well, Jeremy, it's so interesting that you and I, just a few weeks ago, we were talking about our morning routine.
Yeah.
Starting all the machines, making sure everything is ready. And yesterday was it that you had such a hard time, and that may have been prevented. But guess what? I got out there early this morning. I did all of my pre-check work. I started everything because we had the 15 washes. Everything's going to work right. And about halfway through, click, so you just never know what's going to happen. You just got to be ready, and redundancy is the key. Redundancy is the key.
Yeah, I just couldn't. You run 2 different batteries, right?
I do, yes.
I run one. One battery runs everything on my trailer. So I knew this had to be something machine related because everything else is working.
Right.
Perfect. Anyways. But yeah.
Jeremy, I've got a WWJD for you now that we are about 17 and a half minutes in, a little deep in here.
Well, we are.
If you are ready.
Sure. Send it.
So, you talk to the customer, you settle on a price, $400.
Okay.
I don't know what you're doing. $400. And you're washing away. The customer comes out and says, "Hey, I'm leaving. I'm going to write you a check. How much was it? $475?" And they give you that number, $475. They're writing the check.
Yeah.
How much was it? $475? What do you do?
I've had that happen. I just tell them, no, it's 400, but I said, I take tips. Jokingly say, I said, we accept tips. I always say that.
That's great, bro. That's a fantastic answer. You know what I will say from time to time, not necessarily in that situation, but sometimes they'll say, and I do this quite often, so much so that I'm sure Michaela's probably tired of hearing me say it. They'll say, "How much was that again, Mike?" And I'll say, "It was." Well, in this case, we'll say $400, but you can make it. Or I say, "But my wife says you can make it for as much as you want." Ha ha ha!
Yeah.
It never really gets the laugh from anybody else but me. But so I asked the question, Jeremy, because it happened to me twice yesterday. Two times. So let me tell you, if I can, I'll just take just a moment and share these with you real quick. So the first time I show up to the house, and it was an even amount. We'll say we will say it was $300.
Okay.
Just round numbers here. And the guy comes out, situation, "Hey, Mike, I'm gonna write you a check. How much was it? $375?" And I said, "Yep." And then as I'm washing, I'm like, I don't think that it was. I think it was less than that. And I look at my phone, and it was, I don't remember, it might have been 500, whatever that it was the round number, not the 75. And I'm scratching my head because I'm like, oh God, he's in there writing a check. I don't want him to have to write another check. So I thought, I'm just going to do more work. I'll just kind of do $75 worth of work. I mean, that's how silly that I am. I'm thinking like this.
Yeah.
So I did kind of just hose off some extra stuff or whatever. And here was my thought. My plan was this, Jeremy. I'm going to knock on the door, and his name was Keith. And I'm going to say, "Keith," when he comes to the door, I'm going to say, "Have you written that check yet?" And if he says no, I'll say, "It was for whatever the round number was." Well, he comes to the door and he hands me the check, and it's for $375. And I thought, man, what am I going to do with this? Because integrity says, I got to tell him. I've got to tell him. Now, by the
Yep.
way, it's an annual customer. Maybe I just knock off $75 next year if I remember, but I
Maybe you
still
should,
felt,
maybe you should start charging them $375.
well, I know that's what I also thought that whatever that it was, I actually thought I should probably charge more because but this is what happened. The good Lord looked out for me. He said, Mike, how much to wash the driveway? The driveway's this big. I said, $75. So I went and washed the driveway real quick, and it just caught it even. So, and interestingly enough, it happened. The same thing happened to me again yesterday at my last house wash. The woman hands me a check for $100 more than what it was supposed to be, and it wasn't a tip because she actually said, "How much was it, Mike?" And she hands me the check, and it was for $100 more. So I messaged her last night and screenshot our text, the price. The price was it was in a text, and I circled it and I said, "You paid me $100 too much." And she incidentally was also one of the residents at that duplex, or at the community that I washed today. So we exchanged checks. So she gave me the check for $100 less. So I don't know. I felt like that was a legitimate question because we do get that from time to time. And I want to encourage you guys, let integrity rule. Let integrity rule.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in that. I do like to throw out the jokingly tip situation, and sometimes you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, yeah, sure.
You just never know, right?
I mean, I got a killer tip today. I done told you about it, but it was great. I didn't have change. Okay, I got paid. Got a cash payment. We'll just say we'll use this for the bill was $350, and he had 20, so he gave me $360, and I didn't have any change. He said, "Well, don't worry about it. It's just $10. Don't worry about it." And I said, "Well, here, how about you just keep the 20, and I won't worry about the 10." No, Lord, no. And anyways, he hands me he asked me, he said, "Hey, you shoot guns?" I said, "Yeah, I shoot guns." He's like, "You got 9mm?" I said, "Oh yeah, I got 9mm, yeah." He said, "Well, I traded my gun off a few weeks ago," and he said, "I was cleaning my truck out, and I got this box of ammo if you want it." And he said, "I ain't got no use for it. You can have it." So he tips me. I call it a tip. He gave me a box of ammo that's probably, $25, $30, somewhere in that range. Might even be a little, probably about $25, $25, $30. And then I said, "Oh, thanks. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, we'll use it." And I said, "Well, here, let me give you that 20, and you take the 20, and I'll just keep the ammo. We'll just call it even." "Oh, Lord, no." He said, "I ain't doing that. I'm giving this to you. This is a gift."
What about
I said, "Okay, sounds good. Sounds like a hollow tip." Oh,
that's nice. I like that, David. You're quite witty. Huh. I didn't know that about you.
I was in the holler. It was a holler tip.
It's a
I
holler
was
tip.
way up. I told Mike I was 3 hollers deep. I was up a holler, turned off a holler, and that had to turn off in the holler. I was
Oh,
3
good.
hollers up in there.
Wow. What about this question? Thank you, Justin. What do you do if the customer underpays? 3 separate times, he says. I've had a customer shortchange me $25 to $50. I know every time it was an honest mistake, but I never know how to go about that situation. That is a great WWJD. Gosh, that's a great one. So have at it, Jeremy.
Well, I think you got to address the situation. Like I said, I think you got to address the situation in a professional way. Like, I don't know. I'm like, I think the check is wrong, or or maybe did you get our invoice, or give them the invoice, or whatever? I don't know. There's got to be a way. I've never had this happen, so there's a way to go about it. I'm just kind of honest. If they hand it, if it was like $50 short, I was like, oh well, the bill was actually $350, not 300.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I don't know.
think,
What would you do? How would you answer? You're
yeah,
witty.
well, 25 to $50 is a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's enough to make you kind of, scratch your head, daggone it. I think what we have to ask ourselves in this situation, Justin, is if you were at Walmart and you wrote the check for it was $100 for the groceries and you wrote it for 90 or 95, what would the lady behind the counter do? She would say, "Oh, you wrote this incorrectly. Oh, it's this amount. You left off some digits." I don't think that you have to feel uncomfortable doing that. I get that it is uncomfortable. It is probably an honest mistake. But if you have that either in writing or in text, or if you've sent an estimate digitally, then I think it's fair for you to say, Janet, I know this was an honest mistake, but the amount was actually 400, not 350. I hope, maybe you own it. I apologize if the confusion was on me, but that's a lot, man. $50 that's dinner with you and the bride. So
Yeah, exactly, Nathan. That's point on. Bring it up. Be courteous about it. That's all you gotta do. Just be polite, man. That go a long way. Yeah, that sucks, Bill.
yeah, Mr. Power Washing. I don't know, man. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. We're already talking about customers. I had a pretty good. I got a decent story. So I washed a super nasty roof. I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. I don't know if it's been that long. It was filthy, absolutely filthy. And so I told him, I said, and this is how we just do our roof cleanings. Roof cleanings for me, 3-year warranty. If anything comes back in the area that we treat, we come back and we treat it for free. That's just me.
Sure.
It's a good selling point, but I charge a premium. So guy called and I told him we cleaned it. I said, hey, this was really dirty. You may notice a few spots. Give us a few good rains and let me know. He texted me today. He's a business owner. He said, hey, a couple of real light spots. You told me to text you in a few weeks. So he did. And I told him, I said, this was yesterday. I said, I'll be out that way. I'll stop by and treat those areas. Well, I show up today. I don't know, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, something like that. Get out there and just treat the areas. And he's like, I was really surprised that you showed up. He said, he's a contractor. He said, and I don't think he was just meaning me, but he's like, there's so many people in this area that are just out to get your money, and that they would never have came back. They would have just sprayed it and been gone, and you would have never seen them or heard from them again. I'm like, well, I said, you paid a premium price for a premium service, and I gave you my word that that's how this worked. He's like, well, I can greatly appreciate that. So, and I felt like that went a long way. And he's like, I can tell that you run your business different than how a lot of others do. So, he's a contractor. So kind of felt good. It kind of felt good getting that reassurance. Like, it paid off, that doing the right thing pays off.
Yeah. And sometimes it's just about reestablishing hope in humanity. Like you said, the gentleman said, I wasn't expecting you to come out. And the reason he wasn't expecting it is because he's had so many situations, or he has heard of so many situations where people just do not come back out.
Yeah.
And we have to serve people with integrity, or we're not serving them at all. And but
Absolutely.
that's a great story. I've got one for you if I can share it.
Yeah. Send it. Full send.
What are you going to do? Say no? Pull the plug on me? So,
Well, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end the show tonight.
man, I tell you, I had an interesting situation, guys, the other day. So, if you watch the video, was it 2 days ago? Whenever I did the video on, it's 2 days ago. I did a video about washing a bunch of concrete, whatever. And we had 3 concrete washes. Then afterwards, I went and did that free wash for that young man. Well, the last concrete job we did, it was actually a full house wash. And you'll remember, if you go back just 2 videos in my channel, we talked about the dark brown vinyl. You got to be careful with that stuff. Well, that I didn't put that in the video. I didn't put this in the video, but I got to tell you that was a situation that really frustrated me to no end. Not because of the wash, not because of the house, not because of the brown vinyl, but because of the attitude of the customer. I had one of those customers that the red flags, Jeremy, were all over the place throughout our whole text conversation. Only as I looked back, I could see the red flags were all over the place. I could go through them. Just trust me. But sometimes it's only after the fact that you realize these things. But I told Michaela, I said, don't roll up the hoses. This woman is going to be nitpicky. She's going to be nitpicky. So she didn't. And sure enough, God's honest truth, as if he has any other kind of truth. I knock on the door to get paid. The woman comes to the door and doesn't even step outside. Jeremy, she didn't even step outside onto the porch. And she said, it's still dirty. And I said, what's still dirty? She said, look, the porch is still dirty. And sure enough, there was a little bit of grass on the porch. Also, a few of her cigarette butts were wrapped around the porch as well. I didn't mention that to her, that I had to pick up cigarette butts all over the place. Anyhow, I said, Michaela, bring me the hose, and then we're going to wash this porch again. And she came, and when she came back out, she said, well, it really looks good, but what about this bird poop? I said, Michaela, bring me the long wand with the turbo nozzle. Well, it wasn't bird poop, it was paint, because bird poop's usually this big, but that was this little. I thought that's the tiniest little bird I've ever seen. Anyways, I did on purpose with great intentionality. I asked her, will you give me a 5-star Google review? And she said, oh yeah, I'd be glad to do that, but I'll wait till my husband gets home to make sure everything's okay. She said, and don't be surprised if he calls you if he doesn't like your work. And I thought, God, this woman driving me bananas. So she said, also, there's some grass on the pool. There's some grass on the pool area. So we took the hose back there. We hosed off the grass off the pool. Anyways, I told Michaela on the way home, I said, we are not getting the 5-star Google review. We will be lucky to get paid. And I guarantee you, we have not heard the last of this woman.
I'm telling you though, when I have a customer like that, I don't even mention a review. I don't even want them to know I have a Google page. Don't look me up.
Let me tell you, this is why I did that. That's a great. I totally get what you're saying, Jeremy. The reason I did that was because if she gives me a 5-star Google review, then I don't know where she could possibly call me back to do something else, as if I've messed anything up. Right. Anyhow, long story short, lo and behold, today she gave me the best 5-star Google review, and texted me and said, my husband absolutely loves your work. And the Google review was this long. I was like, my mind is blown. I don't even know what to think about people. And when I think I've got them pegged, forget about it. Maybe she had a change of heart. I don't know, but
it's because you got that grass off the pool.
Got the grass off the pool. Grass on the pool. Grass on the pool.
Yeah, I bet her name was Karen.
Oh, I didn't say close. Amy. Amy was her name. It's close.
That's a second.
Yeah, my arm works. Oh, gosh. Guys, we are 35, 36 minutes into this, and we haven't even touched our topic. Let's get into this tonight.
Yeah.
Jeremy, we're talking about customer convenience.
Oh, yeah.
Customer convenience. I want to ask you guys in the comments, if you would kindly give us some systems that you've implemented into your business that make things convenient for the customer. Give me some things in the comments, some systems that you've implemented, some things that you've created that you believe adds value to the customer by creating convenience for the customer. I'm interested in knowing.
Yeah. Hey, Mike,
I will tell you.
In case you didn't know.
Yes, sir.
He has spoken. I am the bee's knees.
Yes, you are. You are the bee's knees.
That's my pastor. He knows it.
Oh, is it? Hello there, Pastor Martin.
No, it's not Pastor Martin. It's Pastor Brett.
That's not even a real name. That's not even his real name. Speaking of which, I got another scam call today, or a scam text. And the guys, you know how they usually say, this is, it's usually two last names. This is Fredrickson Smith, you know. This time, the guy just said, hello, sir. Greetings. This is Smith. Do you house washing? Do you house washing? Right? It's like he's only got one name, and it's his last name.
He's come on back with it, Brett the Threat.
Brett the Threat, get it right. I love it. Love it. Customer convenience. What are we doing for convenience? You know, I guarantee you, pastor there could tell you that when you make the offering convenient, when you make the giving convenient and make it easy for people to give, they tend to give more. As a pastor myself, I can tell you can't make it difficult. So nowadays in church, what do we have? Online giving. Heck, you could probably Google or Venmo the tithe and offering right then. You know, I'm surprised Jeremy's church probably has the Venmo going across the screen. Pastor Brett, you got to put the Venmo across the screen, dude. Get with it. Get with the times.
We're gonna get the little tap cards where you can pay.
Pastor's got his phone out when he's shaking hands after church. He's got his phone out like this, and they're just tapping it with the credit card. Good idea. Thank me later.
You're ridiculous. You're ridiculous.
Well, that brings us to a thought. Guys, and hear me out on this. One of the things that every pressure washing business needs to do, in my opinion, and I highly encourage it, there may be some few exceptions to the rule, is accept every form of payment that is out there. Always accept every form of payment. Most people are going to pay by cash, check, credit card, or Venmo. But Nathan Harding said it best right there. Zelle online, absolutely. Apple Pay, no doubt. Cash App, you better believe it. Make it convenient for the customer.
Yeah. See this $100 deposit to secure booking. I've never charged a booking. I've never charged a deposit.
No, maybe commercial, but I have never. No.
Yeah.
Gabriel has a good point. He says, my automations for reminders, follow-ups, and before-after photos with review requests have gotten me compliments all the time. Likewise, my friend. Online estimates and online payments make people feel like it's so simple that they want to use me just out of convenience. Gabriel, Cortez Colon. 100%. Yes. I get that more than anything else. Mike was just, it was just convenient. Mike was easy to work with.
I might have to check into this. I'm missing something out. Yeah. I see that.
I get it. I guess I just don't have enough problems with getting payment.
Mike's got 99 problems, but money ain't one.
Walking around with my hand out most of the time.
Please.
Yeah, I've never asked for anything up front, and again, I guess that's just because history tends to repeat itself, and historically, I just get paid. So, you know.
Yeah.
Here's a great question. Who charges more for using credit card? I feel it's the cost of doing business and eat the 3%. I do not. Now, I can appreciate that, and there's no wrong way if that's your business model concerning payment. No, I tell them in advance that if they choose to use a credit card, it will charge them 3% more. And the lady yesterday, the woman, or 2 days ago, the woman I was telling you about, she literally says, "Oh, I don't care about that." And most of my customers say, "I completely understand." But I have had some, by the way. I would highly encourage you, if you are going to, if your CRM or what have you charges for the the credit card usage, whatever the percentage is, I would encourage you, let them know that in advance. All of my estimates will say, if you use a credit card, you will automatically be charged 3%. And I say the bank will charge you, so it doesn't look like I'm charging them, you see. And that would, because I've had a few people say, "Mike, I didn't realize I was going to have to pay 3%. They just didn't read. They didn't read it, but because they should have read it. But nonetheless, I prefer checks as well, my friend. I prefer cash, but checks will work.
Cash is king, baby. Cash is king.
Yeah.
Dave Ramsey said it. I didn't. Sorry.
Yes, sir, Michael. Shane Lolau. He tells us, make sure to take care of your body. I want to encourage you guys today, that the 15 washes today. You know what? I always forget to drink enough fluids when I am washing, like in one location all day long. I will go till lunch before even thinking about drinking anything. And sure enough, my back will be killing me by 3 o'clock. Yeah. Gabriel says, I've never had a problem getting paid, but if they pay a deposit and have skin in the game, I get that. The hunt is over for them. They won't call around to check prices, and I don't risk losing a customer or an appointment to a company or other business that is doing $200 house washes. Premium in every way, not just service, but experience, the communication, and the professionalism. I can't even type that fast, dude. That Chat GDP, that's what he did right there. Chat GDP.
He did Chat GCC.
GCC. You're on it tonight, brother. You are on it. I like it when you're tired. You got the tired giggles.
Dude, I'm slick wore out, man.
I know. I
don't know why. I don't know why. I probably look like death right now. I look like death eating crackers over here.
So we talk about making things convenient another way, and this goes without saying, and unfortunately that's the problem. It often goes without saying that having a CRM is not only convenient for your customer, but it's convenient for you. So I would encourage you to get a CRM if you don't already have one. You're going to pay a little bit for it, but it pays off. And add that to the bill.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Convenience.
You ain't paying for the CRM. The customer is.
That's right.
Right. That's right.
It's make sure that you make things convenient for the customer. Now, here's an interesting one. A benefit to making paying convenient by accepting all forms of payment, in particular, sending the invoice through your CRM. The Markate CRM, Markate, the Markate CRM, which is the same CRM that Jeremy uses, it allows your customer to give a tip and make suggested tips. So just as if you're standing there in front of the waitress or the waiter, and they say, "All right, just a few questions for you," and they hand you the thing, just a few questions, and it'll say 10%, 15%, 20, 25%, or a custom tip. By the way, I promise you, without a shadow of a doubt, Jeremy, I promise you, my CRM is paid for in the tips that it collects.
Yeah,
Easy.
absolutely.
Hands down.
Yep.
$50 a month for Markate, and I pay for it up front for the year, so it's marked down 5%, whatever that it is. But I promise you, in just the tips that it brings in, by convenience, it pays for the Markate app. Easy.
Here's a good question. Yeah, so when you get the Markate, man, you put your terms and conditions, all that crap, all that, and whatever service you're sending an estimate in, and so in the settings, you can actually request a deposit, or or however you want to do it. So when they get it, they click the link, they open it up. It says, boom, your logo, your name. Here's the service. Here's the price. And it's got like the little boxes you click on, and it says accept. And I think they have to sign it. And it probably auto generates a signature, I would imagine, and they can just hit submit it. And
yeah.
I'm assuming that's how that works on that end. I know that's how it is. I don't know about the signature, but they do sign it and accept it.
Yeah. So Trevino asked, "Why do we like Markate?" I can only answer with a very shallow answer, and it's I've never tried anything else. So there may be. I'm confident there are other CRMs that will serve you well and that you could promote yourself. I've only used Markate and I enjoy it. It does everything I need it to do for $30 a month. Plus, I have two. What do you call those, Jeremy? I pay $10 a month for add-ons. I pay $10 a month for 2 add-ons, so I pay $50 a month. So just over $1 a day gets me my CRM, and again, the customer pays for it.
Yeah. So here's my experience. I've only used one other CRM, which was a free one, and it was okay. Markate's simple. It's not overly complex. You're not paying an arm and a leg for it. Bare basics is $40 a month. I think now it was 30. But you have the option to add on other things inside of it. If you want to do, it's just got a bunch of different things. So you're not having to automatically get all that stuff and pay for it because you may or may not use it. Where I think with some of the other CRMs, I think they all have that stuff, but I think like the next closest CRM in price, that's a decent one in the industry, is like 150, and then I want to think Jobber's like $300.
Jeremy, how much is not Jeremy Messer, Jeremy Olson? How much, if you don't mind sharing, how much do you pay for Jobber? If you want to throw that out there, you don't have to. Don't feel obligated to tell us. Yeah, Markate, Dwayne Smither says is a game changer. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then Grand Slam Power Wash. Hey, that's one of my customers. He says I use Quote IQ and pretty happy with it. Good.
Nice. Oh, you got that deal. $50
Okay.
a month. You stole something. You stole it. Got that
Yeah, I
Keith
think
Kalfas.
if I were you, I would be listening for sirens come get you tonight in the middle of the night out of your bed, put you in a safe place.
Okay. What am I talking about? $300 a month? Is that like the bells and whistles professional version or something like that? Because someone in our industry told me that they were paying $300 a month for a jobber, and it's someone that I talk to often.
Nathan has a great one here. In terms of customer convenience, he says, one thing I have started doing more of is, sorry, I just lost it, is are there any other areas that you'd like for me to look at while I'm here that we may not have spoken about previously? And he says, you'd be surprised how many times the customer says yes. Very nice. Very nice. Good for you, buddy. We'll have to take that into consideration.
So, in all fairness, ResponsiBid is not a CRM. Okay, it connects to your CRM, and it is a little. I'm not sure that's $300 a month, but it's a couple. It's in the twos, somewhere in the twos. Yeah. Oh, a lot of money. Yeah. Yep. There you go. There you go.
Are we going for the same one there?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking at.
Okay.
You want to go with that one?
Yeah, Josh Cagle asks, what has been your number one lead flow this year? As always, Facebook community groups is my number one lead flow, followed by word of mouth or referrals, we should say. And then Google would rank number 3. I have set out 2 yard signs this year. Joe Deary, I've got to do better. He preaches to me every 3 days about that. But I would say Facebook, the community groups, the free ads that I post, that's my bread and butter.
Yeah. Facebook ads has been doing great for me along the lines of exactly what Gabriel said, referrals and organic. I've not had a lot of people call me from Google or say they found me on Google. It's been referrals, organic, and well, I guess organic could fall into Google, but when I ask them, well, how did you hear about me? No one's telling me Google. So
listen to this Grand Slam Power Wash. First year in business. I think Grand Slam purchased some door hangers from me. First year in business, he says. It's my 3rd weekend and profit about $4,000 just weekend only. Profit, not revenue, profit. No paid ads, just word by mouth and Facebook pictures and hard work. That is a grand slam, my friend. You hit a home run with ducks on the pond. Yes, you did.
Absolutely.
Good for you, buddy. I got another song. Who let the dogs out? Woo, woo, woo.
I'm living with idiots in here.
Uh,
They're wiener dogs, so they barking at everything.
Customer convenience. Jeremy, throw something at us. What do you do for customer convenience?
What do I do for customer convenience? Well, try to make it easy for them. Yep, that's about it. I think customer convenience is communication.
Yes.
I think that's a big thing. Replying back in a timely manner. I think, and I'm a big on using the schedule part on Marquette, and if you've got
Mhm.
another app or whatever, the schedule or however that works, and letting them know, like, hey, we're 10 minutes out, we're 20 minutes out, we started the job, we finished the job.
Mhm.
Here's your invoice, here's your pictures. You know, I feel like that's a convenience factor for
Mhm.
them, giving them a peace of mind. And doing what you say you're doing, just like I told you with the story with the guy on the roof. It's just like, it was convenient for him to call me. Like, he called me out. Uh, he didn't have a headache. It wasn't inconvenient for him to get a hold of me to come back out. So I made it easy. Actually, yeah. You know what, James? That's it, man. That's probably the best thing I've seen. Answer the phone. That's the easiest way to be convenient.
Yeah, it is.
Actually, talk to the customer.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Listen, I have a story real quick. I had a gentleman call me this week. I wasn't able to answer, so this doesn't apply to James Lindsay's comment there. But he left a message and he said, "Call me." So I called him back, thinking that he wanted me to wash a house or give me a. And he said, "Hey," he said, "I'm a contractor in the area." And he said, "I've used the same guy," or he said, "I've recommended the same pressure washer for the last however many years." He said, "And he just isn't working out. He doesn't show up on time. He doesn't call the customer when I recommend it, so forth and so on." He said, "I see your post on Facebook." He said, "Can you promise me if I give you leads that you will call them?" I said, "Absolutely." That was Friday of this past week. Yesterday, or no, today, he reaches out to me and he said, "Can you call this gentleman?" I said, "Yes, I can." I called him when I got home. He's a judge in our area. I can only imagine that he is doing well for himself. I called him. We scheduled a house washing, and it's a good ticket. So I tell you, I got that job because somebody else wouldn't do the job. Like
I get that.
I
I get that
got
all
that
the time.
gig because of that.
All the time. I tried to call this one, but they didn't answer their phone. I did this and that. Then, answering the
Yeah, got to answer the phone and you got to make those callbacks as ASAP as possible. Yeah, I said it that way. Yeah, as ASAP as possible.
ASAP. As ASAP.
As possible. Yep, you got to answer the phone. You got to answer the phone, return those phone calls, and do it in a timely fashion. And here's something I do. If I'm on a ladder, if I cannot answer the phone, I will text them back immediately when they leave a message and say, "Hey, Nancy, I got your message. With your permission, I'm going to call you back in just a few minutes." And just getting the text prevents them from calling someone else. Let me say that again. Just getting my text prevents them from calling someone else. Now, they could, and certainly some do, but the fact that I responded when I couldn't answer the phone at least was an attempt in their eyes to be in contact. We need all these touches. You got to touch the customer. Don't quote me on that one, but you got to have lots of touches. And the more touches that you have, the more likely you're going to get the job. Don't quote me on that one either.
I says to touch them 7 times.
I'm glad I prayed last week. It's your week to pray.
Oh, that's funny.
I want to say I don't know what to do with those. I
Yeah.
think.
Yep. You're right, Clean Max.
Let's
Well, I
see.
like this. Grand Slam is hitting some dingers tonight. He says I use Google Voice and have my phone and wife's phone hooked up. So as I can't answer, she gets it. I like that. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. How's Squirt? Squirt's doing good. She's getting $100 bonus today. That's a great question. Thank you for asking how Squirt's doing. She doesn't know it yet, but she's getting a $100 bonus today. This 15 house wash deal that I did today is one of the largest tickets that I will do all year, historically speaking. And so, not out anything by giving her $100 bonus, and she earned it. That girl can pull hose. I did all the soaping. She went behind me rinsing, and we had 15 of those stupid duplexes that we've got to weave in and out. And she did a fantastic job. I could not be happier with how she's doing. She's a little bit slow. In fact, she's more than a little bit slow, but that comes with time. I'm sure she's doing fine. Thank you for asking.
You could have named her Snail.
Jeremy, yeah, you could named her Snail. Jeremy Olson says, has she done 5 oil changes in her new car? You probably saw that video. She did do 1 oil change, but this Saturday she is changing the oil in Jazzy. She's changing Jazzy's oil this Saturday. So I'll probably do a video on that. The same as a house. Grand Slam asks, do you ever wash an RV? What would you soft wash with? Same as a house.
Yeah.
And rinse.
Yeah.
Don't let it dry.
Does this? I laugh, man. I laugh. I eat snacks. I'm just here, dude. I know.
Just
You've,
show my legs.
you've caught me. You caught
All
me.
Just
I'm
show my legs.
Piggybacking. I'm not sure who this. I don't know who the. I don't know. I don't know who he's talking about. I don't know. How do you say that? How that name's spelled? I'm not sure. I don't know who that guy is.
Oh yeah, I got a call today. The guy wants to know if I repair pressure washers. Dang it! I was like, I can't get a call. When I finally get a call, the guy wants to know if I can fix his pressure washer. I'm like, I'm not fixing your pressure washer, dude. Come on. That's not true. I would fix it for him if I knew how, but I don't.
You know what? Roger's exactly right. I'm out tonight.
No. I talk too much.
No,
I talk too much.
I'm not physically tired for some reason.
Yeah.
Physically tired. But yeah, let's what does this say? All right, now I'm gonna have to look this guy up. Who is this guy?
Yeah.
Max, this one you're
I don't think so.
No? I don't know who he is.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Sterling.
Sterling Wash.
He said this is the worst podcast I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
Living up to our name. Bless you.
Well, thanks. I tried to mute it so you didn't have to hear it.
That's all right. We could see it. We saw it squirting all over the place.
Slow-mo. Oh.
Well, we are at the 10 o'clock hour, just beyond. And it's a 1 hour podcast. Hope that you had a good time and you enjoyed yourself tonight. We certainly did enjoy having you, and looking forward to next week as well. We need to get Gabriel back on. When are we going to get Gabriel back on?
We'll get Gabriel on soon.
That dude spits fire. He sure does.
Yes. Yeah, I know there was stuff from the first one that we didn't even talk about that we had talked about talking about.
Right.
There's just so much with him. I'll shoot him a message.
Yeah.
So honestly, I do have a list of people who are wanting to come on with very reputable, very knowledgeable, wanting to share their information with you to help you better yourself and your business. So That's we got a good list of guests coming up. There's no set dates. We just kind of fly by ear on that kind of stuff. So, uh, but I have confirmations that hey, yeah, let's do it. You just tell me when. So, do you prefer to buy or build your machines? Well, I think you're going to get two different answers from both of us on this one.
Mhm. Shoot.
Yeah, I'm a builder. I like to build my stuff.
Well, if you're talking about machines, I'm going to say I'm buying all day long. But if you're talking about rig building, I'm going to build my own rig. And the reason I like to build my own rigs is because I like to know how to work on them in the event of some sort of a failure. Even today, I was able to easily diagnose the problem. Freaked me out at first, but if you're utilitarian and in the least, you should be able to diagnose problems. But as far as the machine, I just bought another 8 GPM machine because I plan to build Squirt a rig, and so I got her a Honda with a general pump, 8 gallon a minute, brand new. Picking it up tomorrow night, and so we're going to put it all together. I'm going to let her help me build it. So, yeah, we like to build our own stuff.
Speaking of building, I have something arriving Friday that's new. It's new. So,
What's a teaser?
well, let's say it's new to me. It's new to me. I'm making
Okay.
I'm making a slight little change on the trailer.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
If you haven't subscribed to
It's
Kentucky
okay.
Wash Pros, you need to. Plug the channel.
Exactly right.
Hit Kentucky Wash Pros on YouTube. You'll find out.
All right, Jeremy, why don't you take us to the top of the hour now? Michael Lowe says he's got a special prayer request, so don't fail to mention that if you would, please.
Yes. Yes, if we do Christmas house now, let's see if we miss anything. Hey, Rick, where'd you go? Nope, I want Rick. Yeah, hey, Rick, I'm gonna tell you, if I had Mike's money, I'd throw my money away.
Yeah. Speaking of, I gotta tell you, the best salad I've ever eaten in my life, and I'm a salad connoisseur. The best salad I've ever eaten was at a place called, what is it, Jeremy?
Smoky Bears.
Smoky
Barbecue.
Bear. Oh my gosh. So much, I enjoyed it so much so Jeremy took me there and said, you got to get this salad. The next time coming through Jeremy's town, I didn't even invite Jeremy. I just went straight, God's honest truth, as if there's any other truth. I went there without Jeremy and then sent him a picture. That was this past Sunday. Wasn't it Sunday? Yeah, this past Sunday. I was like, guess where I am? I didn't even invite the dude.
I was like, you dog, man. It's called the prison yard salad. That's what it's called.
Yeah, dude. I'm not lying. This thing is this big, and then the meat is on the side in a separate dish. Guess what, guys? $17. You can't get a sub at Subway hardly. I'm not lying. It's this big. It's piled like this. People are looking at the waitress as she needs help to bring it to my table, and then someone else brings the plate of meat. $17.
Yeah.
And I left a 5% tip. No, I'm just joking. All right. Too much.
Yep. We got any? So, Stellan Wash has a special request for prayer. Anything else? That's it. Okay. If all hearts and minds are clear, let's go to the Lord in prayer. You most kind and gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, we just thank you for the opportunity to gather tonight, Lord, to fellowship with one another, Lord. We thank you for your Son, Jesus Christ, and that he loved us enough to give his life for us, that we may believe in him, that we can have everlasting life, Lord. I pray for those out there tonight, Lord, that are hurting, that are troubled. Lord, I pray that you will be their peacemaker, their peacekeeper. Lord, I pray, the Lord, that you will lead, guide, and direct them and have some form of work going on in their life, Lord. I pray for the special request from Sterling Wash, Lord. I pray that that you know what that is and that you handle that the way that you see fit, Lord. We thank you for what you do, Lord. Be with us, lead us, guide us, direct us on our journey. Keep us safe while we're out there providing for our families, Lord. We love you and we thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen and amen.
All right, guys, have a good one. We'll see you next Wednesday. Peace.
Peace.